And a good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. Hope you're having a great day. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier with us as well at the studio. And Joe, good to be back here at the Omni.
It is good to be back at the Omni. Our home away from home, and a lot of fun today. And we got a packed show for you. And it's always good to be here to see our good friends at Bar Lines. And fun day. We got football tonight. The Predators are back in town. Another firing in the National Football League. Fun show. It's Elvis's birthday. I mean, what more do you need, right?
Really, what more do you need?
Right,
that is true. It is the late, great Elvis's birthday, so we'll have a little bit of a flavor there.
Oh, you know, man, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
And it's also the anniversary of the Music City Miracle.
26 years ago. It's just so crazy how
he's got something.
You think about that 26 years ago. We're just going to get to it. I mean, our question of the day, out of the gate, where were you when the Music City Miracle happened? Were you there? Were you watching on TV? How did you hear about it? How did you find out? Remember, Nissan Stadium only holds 69,000.
Nice.
But evidently, there were 400,000 of you that were there that day.
Yes. Our question of the day presented by Aries Tactical, your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. I was at my dad's house. We were watching. It was a Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
There's some Nashville royalty about to walk in here, by the way.
Don Aaron.
That's a legend right there.
Come on now.
That is a legend.
Are we in trouble?
We might be. When he shows up, you know stuff's going down.
He can hear us? I hope he can hear us. Don Aaron. Heck yeah. Don Aaron's coming. Clear the way.
Clear the way for Don Aaron.
Oh,
I mean, look, you know some big stuff's going down.
Right.
Don
He's
shows up.
Standing ovation when he comes to those doors.
Right?
Don Aaron, yeah. Come on, Don.
He's looking at us. He's looking at us.
Don Aaron.
You guys shut up.
Right. Yes. Oh, man. One of our favorites.
Yeah, one of our absolute favorites.
Right.
Anyway, I was at my dad's, and we were just watching on TV there, and then the miracle happened.
Yes, and it was a crazy day. How are you, Don? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Legend himself. Yes.
Absolutely.
It was a Saturday. You know what's funny about that? I was working at Channel 2 as a cameraman at the time. My story was Titans fans were leaving and were booing the Titans before the music. That was my story. So if you see Dyson running, I put that picture out today. I'm actually turning around shooting the crowd booing. Then I see Dyson on the board take over. But what was crazy afterwards is we met. It was Nancy Hoskins and I, a former reporter at Channel 2. We ran into Ron Jaworski after the game because he was on the call. He said, man, they're calling this the Music City Miracle. I'm like, are they? And then that's how I have found out it was a Music City Miracle. What a day. And I'm telling you, one play changed the trajectory of that franchise.
It did. And let me just say this. It's a play that should have never worked.
No.
It was botched from the beginning because that was supposed to be Derek. D-Mace was the guy that had practiced it. He gets knocked out. The second guy was
Isaac Bird?
It was either Isaac Bird or Anthony Dorsett. I can't remember. I think it was Isaac. You might be right, Isaac Bird. But so both guys were unavailable. Fisher basically pulls Dyson over, and Fisher telling the story is the best because he says to Kevin, he's like, have you seen home run throwback that we practice? And he's like, Coach, I don't ever pay attention to that. And so he had never practiced the play, had never run the play, had never done anything with the play.
Right.
And he's got to go in and do this. And they short kick it, which, was always a part of the equation that either Frank's going to field it or, the up back Lorenzo could field it. And it just, the fact that it worked is still, that's the miracle. And then, Mike Keith's call is what makes it so special because here's a guy that was new to the city. It was his first year with the team. They had just become the Titans, become Nashville's team. And Mike has a call that is now like anytime you think Music City Miracle, you hear Mike Keith.
Oh, yeah. So what a moment. 26 years ago today. Again, our question today, where were you when the Music City Miracle happened? Were you there?
So you were on the field.
I was on the field. On the field. And then I will never forget.
Dyson was coming at you?
Coming at me. I'll never forget when they reviewed it, how quiet Nissan Stadium. I mean, it was quiet.
In the moment, like real time in the moment. Did you think it was a lateral?
I had no idea. I just saw, I was shooting the crowd.
Yeah.
I just saw Dyson on the Jumbotron running behind me. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then, boom, there it was. And that was a Music City Miracle. I had no idea. Now, you first watch the tape of that, you're like, oh, it's illegal. It's illegal. Yeah. Then they did
that looks like a forward pass.
They did the science on it, and it was from where he threw it to where you catch it. And it was a legal play.
What's so funny is I would love to see the review of that with today's technology, because I think they'd have it reviewed in probably 30 seconds.
But didn't the sports science show do this?
Yeah,
I thought.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And they measured the lines and everything. I mean, now anybody in the city of Buffalo will tell you that it's a forward pass. Everybody else that wants to look at the tape will tell you that it was a lateral.
I think we did a segment one time of what happened had that play not worked. Where would the Titans have been?
I don't know. They wouldn't have gone to the Super Bowl.
No, and they still wouldn't have. They'd been far away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One of the few teams that never been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy what that one of the top plays in NFL history happened across the river. And again, we talk about growing up here, to have an iconic NFL moment in Nashville. We had never thought we'd get a team, and then have that right there was something else. So that was just, I mean, that's a generation, man. That's 26 years ago.
Hair Metal Henry says Don Aaron or Elvis Aaron Presley's birthday. Don't get no bigger than that.
Right. That's right. Elvis Aaron Presley, Don Aaron, same day, right in front of us. Come on, Don. We can't do our show, Don, when you're sitting right there. Legend, right?
Absolute legend.
He's going to have us arrested. Probably. Hey, Chris, how are you? Good to see you.
We know everyone here. Justin in Greenbrier says, I was sitting in my parents' living room all by myself and mad as a wet hen that my team was about to lose this game. And then the miracle play happened. I went from mad to a jaw on the floor in 30 seconds. I went through a lot of different emotions because if you remember, Al Del Greco had kicked a go-ahead field goal that was, I mean, looked like it was going to be the game winner. And didn't Buffalo hit a big pass to –
oh, they control. Once they were able to control Javon Curse, they owned that game. They owned that game. They ran the ball down the field and shoved it down their throat and then had the game. They had all the momentum. Remember Curse when he sacked Rob Johnson in the end zone? Good Lord, man. But once Buffalo was able to figure out Javon Curse, they took control of the game and then to the last play.
Yeah. A lot of people are – I'm just going to go ahead and address this. A lot of people are asking if we can play it. We are not Titans Radio, so we do not have the rights to play it. So we can play the TV call, but we cannot play the one that everybody knows, and that is –
But we got him. Mike Keith will be with us at 1:45 today.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
So Mike Keith will do –
We got something.
Mike Keith will redo the call at 1:45.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll do. We'll have Mike redo it at 1:45.
And Chase will be Pat Ryan.
I'll be Pat Ryan. He's got something.
Yeah.
He's got something.
Oh, my goodness. What a day.
Oh, what a day. 615
Maduro, come out.
737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Also, another coach firing with Mike McDaniel out in Miami. A little surprised by that, but I've seen a report that says they're close to hiring a GM. My guess is they know who that is. They asked the new GM, would you keep Mike? And he said no.
Well, okay.
Look, we've seen it here and how that works. If you're hiring a GM, it should be up to the GM if the coach stays or not.
I wonder how much influence Troy Aikman has.
I don't know.
If they
were consulting,
if Stephen Ross went to Aikman and said, "What do you think about my team?" He's like, "I think Mike McDaniel coaching in capri pants isn't working. We need to get rid of this." and that's it. Because I would love to have Troy Aikman consult with me on a hiring. Right? I mean, it's Troy Aikman.
Sure.
he knows football. He's involved in football. He probably went and said, look, it's not working. Your quarterback's not working, and you need a whole new reset. So,
which look, that is the problem. Is the quarterback is? I mean, here. Okay, so here's another question that I will throw to you, and I'll throw to the listeners. Would you take Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator for the Titans?
100%.
I would.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if it's not Matt Nagy, and let's say you hire Robert Saleh and McDaniel's the OC, sign me up.
I watched the Hard Knocks with the Dolphins in the 22 season.
Yep, me too.
Or was it 23? When did we go down and see Will Levis? 23 season.
Yeah.
He's relatable. Players like him, but it's just like, I'm going to take advantage of you. And players will take advantage of you. Hell, we did in college, took advantage of our coach, right? So you need that stern figure as a head coach. I think he's relatable as an offensive coordinator. I'd love to see him work with Cam. The guy's genius. Got great plays. Just need somebody to execute that. Tua was not the guy for him. Down there didn't work out, but who knows? I don't know what kind of relationship Matt Nagy and Mike McDaniel have. We'll find. Look, it's another Mike, right? Jeez Louise.
You're right.
Another Mike coming to town. Man. So I don't know, but I would take him in a heartbeat.
615-737-1025. So we have at 12:30, Tom Luginbill is going to join us. We'll talk college football playoff with him as it gets back underway tonight between Ole Miss and Miami. And then, as you mentioned, at 1:45, Mike Keith will join us at 2 o'clock. Greg Wyshynski, ESPN. We'll talk some hockey with him. We're live today at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game.
All right, hey guys, Big Joe here. Look, we spent a lot of time the last 2.5 years talking about mental health on our show. We're so grateful, again, for all the men who have reached out. Look, it's the same message we do every day because it works. And we're so grateful for you guys that have reached out to us. We're not going to rest until we tell you how much better our world is because you are here. So we're not stopping in 2026. That's why, again, we're so honored to be partnering with Unity Psychiatric Care. Just a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. We're going to fight mental health together. Just go to the GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show. There you'll see a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us. Now we got a partner that cares about you. And listen, you don't have to go through any of this alone. It's private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth. And yes, they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. Telehealth is so important, and they've got that. And listen, if you have a loved one who needs to talk and you're worried, you could be that person that changes their world. You also just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Listen, we tell you all the time how much we love you guys, how much we love you, how important you are. And look, help is just around the corner. You don't have to go through any of this alone. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there you'll see all the information for Unity Psychiatric Care.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday, January 8th, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi. Elvis Aaron Presley was born.
Great day, man. Great day in our history.
What were the first words he said?
He said, man, it's hot down here. No, it's January. He's like, man, it's cold down here in Tupelo. I got to get up to Memphis and do some things up here. I'll call Sam Phillips and get Johnny Cash up here.
Told mom and daddy.
I said, man. Oh, man. I said, Elvis, you see that rocket launch last night?
It's just it's crazy. Let's see, so he'd be 91.
You had to go to the
I did.
You had to go to your phone calculator.
Well, don't call me out, man. Come on.
That's all right. We're very transparent on this show. Oh, goodness. I said, man, my birthday today. I said, it's funny. He still, despite the circumstances, could be alive. Like John Lennon could be alive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy the impact they had in the short time on this earth.
Indeed. 615-737-1025. Kenny the Mailman has a story about the Music City Miracle. Kenny, what's up?
Chase, when Joe imitates Elvis, it really sounds like Johnny Bravo.
That's a good
Check
point.
that out sometime. I'll tell you my story right quick. Have y'all ever heard what happened to Jeff Jarrett?
The
On this,
yeah.
I would love for y'all to get in touch with him. A couple of days after this happened, he wrestled in Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
and
he wore Wycheck's jersey.
Yeah, he express mailed an actual, instead of just getting a blue jersey, he got a Titans Wycheck jersey and went out in it. And he says that's one of the few times in his wrestling career he thought, maybe I went a little too far with this.
He thought he was going to die. Like he legit was like the heat that people had. I remember that. I was watching it, and he walked out with a Wycheck jersey on, and I think he's told this story before. I think he needed like security to get out of the building.
Yeah, they started like taking apart chairs and throwing chair parts at him and things like that. I would love for him to tell that story. But listen, this proved to me that the people on my route love me. I was delivering mail in the Richland Place condos, apartments, and the breezeway. I was so mad. Usually I turn the radio off if I know they're going to lose, but I just stuck it in my pocket. And when you go in the breezeway in an apartment, the sounds are 3 times louder. Have y'all ever lived in an apartment?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when they started running it back, I just started screaming. And for 3 floors, people came out every door going, Kitty, are you okay? What's wrong? Should we call the doctor? Are you okay? Is somebody attacking you? And I just kept pointing at my radio. I was so excited I couldn't even get the words out. They just scored. So it proved to me if I needed my people in a moment's notice, they'd come to my aid. But that's all.
Oh, nice.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
All right, thank you.
You
buddy.
too. Thank you, Kenny. Couple of news and notes when it comes to the Titans. And again, keep those coming with your Music City Miracle stories. Jeffrey Simmons was named the NFL's Defensive Player of the Month.
All right.
And the Tennessee Titans, according to Ian Rappaport, have requested to interview Arthur Smith.
Yeah, bring him home.
So there you go.
Bring him home. Come home, Arthur.
You figured he would.
Well, we and I had him on in August of 24. He called us during Steelers training camp, which was great. And there was a little thing in his voice that day of maybe one day, but he was going to enjoy the moment. He had just been let go of the Falcons. It was his first year as OC for the Steelers, and was like, "Hey, I'm going to enjoy the moment up here." And he's playoffs, and they could beat Houston and keep moving on. But I've always liked Art Smith.
So they've requested Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator with the Packers. I don't dislike him. I've read a little bit about him, and I know Tim's brought him up before. Don't dislike him.
Wait, was that the Boston College coach who quit? Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and went to the Packers.
That's right. Well, I don't think
that was one step ahead of the jailer.
Yes,
that's what that was. They've also requested to interview 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh.
Oh, bring all the chickens home to roost, baby.
Yep. So basically every name everybody's had on their list is going to come in and interview.
Yeah, good.
Or they're going to do the virtual interview first, I guess.
Bring them in. Let's go.
I still think it's going to be Matt Nagy until it's not, but
100%.
But like, again, if it's Saleh, I'm good. If it's Arthur, I'd be good with that. I like Robert Flores. I don't think they're going to go that route. I think
where's he?
He's with the Vikings. He's the defensive coordinator, but remember, he sued the league.
Brian Flores.
What'd I say?
Robert.
Well, who's that? Brian, yeah.
Isn't Robert on ESPN?
Yes, I think.
Okay. Well, bring him in too. Hell, he might know he probably knows more than we do, which isn't a lot.
Brian Flores.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. I heard TD and I were talking about this. I know the Ravens have asked to interview him. I still feel like the Raiders could be the landing spot for Flores and Dayball because of Brady.
Do they have a relationship?
Yeah.
Flores and Dayball?
Yeah. Yeah, they work together in New England.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So they're all Belichick farmhands, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, farmhand's a good one to put. That's a good one.
but yeah, so that could be it. Bob wants to weigh in on the Titans head coaching search. Bob, what you got?
I got two dream scenarios. Either Stefanski with Dayball. If Stefanski comes, he brings Schwartz with him. And, of course, everybody keeps Bones. Or get Saleh and bring him McDaniel and keep Denard Wilson.
I'd like that. I will take that. Thank you. I would take that in a heartbeat.
So
I like that.
What I have gathered is the only way Jim Schwartz could be in play, I heard Karski talking about this, is if whoever the Browns hire decides they don't want to keep him. But he's under contract, and Jimmy Haslam has said that he'd like to keep Jim Schwartz.
Well, I think it's up. If I'm a head coach going in, I want all my people. I want all my people. I don't want any of your people.
Sure.
And that's it. So I don't know. But I really like, if you came to me and said, Joe, who would you take right now? I'd take Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
I think this team needs a punch in the face. I think they need a disciplinarian. I think somebody to ride these guys' butts. I need somebody to come in there and just be
kind of a leader of men.
There you go.
Yeah. Doesn't put up with BS.
Thank you.
Kind of has a little bit of an attitude sometimes.
Big time. Will fight you in a heartbeat.
You know what that reminds me of?
I think so.
Mike Vrabel.
Exactly. Right?
I mean, that's exactly
I don't need your buddy.
Right.
I don't need your buddy. Your buddy could be your position coach. That's fine. But as the leader of that football team, I want somebody who's just going to bust your ass.
Right.
And that's Robert Saleh.
I think Flores is that way. But again, I don't think she's going to go that route.
No.
I think he's going to get a job, but I think his choices are going to be limited because of you're going to have some owners that are so loyal to the league that it's like, yeah.
Somebody, I was listening to some national show flipping through, and they're like, Robert Saleh's best opportunities at Arizona because they'll just leave him alone. There's no pressure. Is that what we're doing now? You take a job because there's no pressure? Don't you want to get
Isn't there always pressure?
Always, right? So why'd you take the Arizona job? Why there's no pressure? You're not expected to win. Come on, man. Stop that. I would love to see Robert Saleh as a new head. It's going to be Nagy. We know that. But if you ask me, Saleh.
I'm not going to say it's 100% Nagy. I would just say he's, in my mind, the favorite.
Oh, I think it's a done.
I mean, I've been saying, like, I think that's who it's going to be, and I'll stand by that. But, I mean, I'm not going to say it's 100%.
Until he's not hired, I mean, he's the guy.
I mean, and here's why I say that. If I'm Mike Borgonzi, I have to put my Chiefs bias aside, and he was asked about it, and treat everybody equally.
You can't.
I know. But, like, if Kevin Stefanski comes in and blows you away, I think you have to pay attention to that. Because, again, you have to look at it as not are they a good fit for, me and I know them. Are they a good fit for this team? Are they a good fit for Cam Ward? Because that is a part of the interview process right now.
Well, until he's not announced, we'll go. But
sure.
I like Saleh and then Art Smith 1 and 2. That's what I like. But what's going to hurt Art Smith, though, is that Atlanta, he failed to develop a quarterback. He put everything on Desmond Ridder. It was terrible. But, again, Robert Saleh with the Jets wasn't very good. And they all have said, look, if I had a chance to do it again, I'm doing it my way, not their way. So we'll see.
615-737-1025. Real quick, Doug has a Music City Miracle story. Doug, what you got?
Hey, guys, I may have told this before, but it was pretty amazing. I had a pretty good niche on getting tickets. I was denied a PSL, so my niche would be any away team. I'd go get tickets that were sent to them for sales. I'd bring them back to Tennessee, and I'd go to the game. Well, for the Music City Miracle, girlfriend then, wife now, did the same thing for me. She got me 4 tickets. I'm sitting on the rail, and where I'm sitting is the girlfriend's wives' row of the Buffalo Bills players. So we're having good banter back and forth during the whole time. Hey, good play, and laughing, clapping. Even I put my drinks in all the little cup holders so they could have them. They said, "No, these for us." Yeah, we're all friends. Well, the Music City Miracle happened, and I have a Sony watch, man. That's pretty cool to have one. As I'm sitting there watching the Miracle, I'm dating myself with that Sony watch, man. I know I can see that the play looked like it was not an illegal forward pass. So everybody's looking at me, leaning on my back. I had to put my foot on the rail because I almost get pushed out on the field. And then when he said it's a touchdown, I'm looking at him right there. And when he said it's a touchdown, immediately the Buffalo Bills wives turned into haters. We were this, we were trash, we were garbage. But that's my deal, is I was sitting with them and everything was cool until that referee said it's a touchdown. And I'm sitting there watching it on my TV because I'm thinking it's close. It looks good to me. And that's my Buffalo Bills, Music City Miracle. And how I got the tickets was I sent to New York to get their tickets that they didn't sell, brought them back here and sit right there and watch the Miracle.
My man. Good job, buddy.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys before we go out.
Yeah, what's
that?
Team
has to be sold. I want you, Chase, and you, Joe, to sell an Eskimo and ice cream sandwich. How do you sell the Titans to a coach? Give me your best pitch, and I'll listen.
Well, that's a whole other segment we got to get
Thank you,
into.
Doug. Let me think on that, and after Tom Luginbill will do that.
Perfect.
That work?
Yep.
College football playoff returns tonight. We will talk to Tom. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni on 102.5 The Game. Well done, Dr. Craig. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5.
Yes.
The game on this Thursday. The college football playoff resumes tonight. Ole Miss will play Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. And to talk more about that, we say hello to Tom Luginbill from ESPN. Tom, how you doing?
You guys going down to Luginbill, Texas?
Yeah, we are.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yes.
How we doing, boys?
We're doing fantastic. This should be a good one tonight, but I want to start with this. How has Ole Miss and these players been able to overcome the distraction that has surrounded them this entire postseason run, with Lane leaving for LSU and having some of their assistant coaches that are going back and forth? I mean, it's pretty remarkable that they've gotten to this point having that distraction over them.
Well, it's a great reflection of what the greatest team sport ever invented is all about. And I think that what you've got with these kids is they've never worried about things they can't control. They've kept their focus on things they can control. So if it doesn't impact them and they can't control whether it impacts them, don't worry about it. Just go about your business. And, I think when you have your play caller on both sides of the ball, that helps minimize distractions, because the message is the same each and every day, each and every week. And so I've been impressed, and not just in this playoff run, but you got to go back to the last 4 or 5 weeks of the regular season. And when all of this started about the rumor mill, and not one time did those kids flinch. So I've been really, really impressed with their leadership, their maturity. And like I said, worrying about what they can control. Don't worry about what you can't.
Are we, because of this, going to see a point where college football or the NCAA or whoever needs to do it finally goes, all right, we got to stop this? Because I don't think that Lane's necessarily in the wrong for, advancing his career and taking a job that he thought was better. Just like I don't think it's wrong for a player to, if they feel like they can go to another school and have a better opportunity. But it's all about the timing. It should happen after the playoff. It should happen after all this. So does this make some people wake up and go, all right, we got to change this. We got to put some rules in place?
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of layers to what you're asking there. And it's one of the reasons why this sport is the wild, wild west right now. I mean, just imagine if you ran the National Football League the way college football is run right now. It would come crumbling down within a year. The problem is the only way to stay out of court is to collectively bargain. Because the moment the NCAA right now, who has no teeth, the moment they start saying, well, no, we're going to impose this rule, we're going to impose that rule, then the players are going to lawyer up, right? And they're going to cite antitrust, and you're just going to go into this vicious cycle over and over and over again. So what we've got to do is we've got to come up with a way of collectively bargaining where the institutions and the players come together and they agree on what's accepted, what's not accepted, what are the rules, what's the governance, how is it going to be policed, what are you obligated to do when you sign a contract? Because right now we have none of that. I mean, look at what just happened at the University of Washington. And I mean, it's unbelievable with what Damon Williams just did. And there's nobody to enforce it. There's nobody to police it. There's nobody to govern it. And until we decide to collectively bargain, we're going to stay in this perpetual cycle of the wild, wild west with no rules and no guidelines and no restrictions. And unfortunately, also, there's not going to be any deterrent for any type of conduct that we're seeing right now.
It's crazy. Tom Luginbill is with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. Tom, let's talk a little football tonight. Miami taking a little miss. I can't get enough, Tom, of the Miami front seven on defense. I mean, You've seen them all year long. I mean, shoot that in my veins. Those guys, at the way they're playing and everything, how impressive. You've seen them all year long. This is not new to you. How impressive is that front seven for Miami?
Well, I'll tell you guys, I was at the Cotton Bowl, standing on the sideline watching the game, and Miami should have been arrested for felony assault for what they did to Ohio State. Because I have never seen an Ohio State team get their tail so physically kicked ever. And I've done a lot of Ohio State games that we've all watched for years and years and years. The thing that Miami's got going for them, and it's not just the defensive front. Obviously, Ruben Bain, Akeem Mesidor, they're going to get a defensive back tonight. But they are relishing this underdog role, right? I mean, think about the last 6 to 8 weeks. what has all the talk been about? It's not been about how talented Miami is. It's been, well, should they get in the playoff? Should Notre Dame be in the playoff? Well, Miami didn't play in the ACC championship game, so why are they in the playoff? And then when you watch them, you have to start acknowledging, holy smokes, these guys are talented. And if you look at the course of the season, the only team that's beat Miami has been Miami. When they lost to Louisville and SMU, they had a combined 6 turnovers. Everybody else, they have boat raced. And so it's the defensive front, their ability to wear you out up front, but really what gets glossed over, I think, is the offensive line is the best offensive line in college football. And if you look at them the last 2 weeks of the playoff, they have absolutely owned the fourth quarter against Texas A&M and against Ohio State on the ground. They just wear you into submission.
Oh, absolutely. That A&M game was something else, the way they were in there and just shut up 110,000 people. Tom Luginbill's with us on the Chase and Big Joe show. I just talk Ole Miss tonight, Tom. And look, Chase asked you about, what's going on there and everything that's happening there. But at the core, this is a very, very good football team. And I'm not surprised they're there. And a lot of people are, which kind of befuddles me, and I don't understand why.
Well, I think too much stock was put into Lane Kiffin's influence on the success of the football team. The reality of the situation is, when you watched the Georgia game last week, it wouldn't have mattered if Lane Kiffin was coaching that team or not. In fact, I could make an argument that he probably would have taken some unnecessary risks in his coaching approach that could have been a detriment in that game. Listen, they've got great players. The quarterback is an absolute difference maker. I mean, he put on a clinic of quarterback play against the University of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the challenge tonight, is how does Miami's defensive front that we just discussed, how do they make Trinidad Chambliss play from within the pocket? Because he is at his best when things break down, when he's able to get outside, when he pulls a rabbit out of the hat, he's using his eyes and his feet and his arm. That's where he's at his best. If Miami can limit those plays and force him to play from within the pocket, that's Miami's best opportunity, because when he gets loose, he is a handful.
Tom, if Miami wins, are you going to go to the national championship game at Hard Rock Stadium?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be working probably pregame, halftime, and postgame for ACC Network. I mean, and it's easy to sit there and say, okay, well, that's a home game for Miami, but nobody ever shows up at Miami's home games anyway. So
right.
It's really the national championship game that happens to be played in Miami, and Miami might be one of the teams.
I love it. I love it. Real quick, tomorrow night is Oregon, Indiana, and Chase and I have talked about this, Tom. We're still having a tough time wrapping in our mind that Indiana football is that dominant, and we'll get to see it again tomorrow night. What's your thoughts on Indiana and the job that Cignetti's done there?
They're the best prepared, best coached team in college football. When you look at how they play the game, and I'm going to give you 2 stats here. These are astounding statistical anomalies. Number one, on offense, Indiana has only turned the ball over 8 times the entire year.
Wow.
The entire year. On defense, they've only had 11 penalties the entire season. Imagine that. Now think about that. 11 penalties on defense the entire year. So when you play Indiana, they just wait for you to screw it up. They're talented, but they don't give up explosive plays on defense. They don't take negative plays on offense. They don't false start. They don't jump offside. The kicking game is flawless. So what ends up happening is you have to go in and you have to play to their level of efficiency and execution, and nobody's been able to match that.
Tom Luginbill is with us from ESPN. If Indiana finishes the story, will Kirk Cignetti be kind of the best short-term legendary coach in the history of college football? And what I mean by that is, I mean, you look at all the names we all mentioned, they had long careers, and he has, but, he just really came on the scene, after being an assistant with Saban and others. And then, his last few years at Cincinnati, all of a sudden it's like, bam. So could that put him in a kind of a hemisphere of his own?
No, absolutely. I mean, this is unprecedented. I mean, this is something that's never even come close to being accomplished by a program like Indiana and with their history. And I think, with Coach Cignetti, it just further proves that there's great football coaches everywhere. Just because you take a different path to where you want to get to doesn't mean you're not worthy of a big job when it comes around. And he worked himself up steadily and earned each and every job that he got through performance and production. You could say the same thing about Pete Golding at Ole Miss. I mean, hell, he was at Delta State forever, right?
Yeah.
And then you're a good football coach. Somebody finds you, good recruiter, good evaluator of talent, and then you find yourself in the right place at the right time, and you've got yourself a magic potion.
I think it's just a great story. And Tom, also, with Trinidad Chambliss coming from Division II, how many Power 4 coaches are now scouring division? I know before they were doing it, but really now scouring Division II, Division III, NAIA for that diamond in the rough, because I think this is a great story with that young man.
Well, it is a great story. And I think, whether it's Division II, whether it's the FCS level, whether it's the Group of 5 level, the smart coaches and the smart evaluators that are fishing in the transfer portal, they are going to take guys who have performed with a large sample size before they're going to take somebody who is a high-profile name coming out of high school. And so when you watch a guy and you say, well, holy smokes, this guy's won a championship. He's been a 3-year starter. He's been a 2-year starter. He's played at a high level. He's won a lot of football games. Okay, it might not sound flashy if you sit there and say, okay, we're going to target this guy. But if the guy is productive, he should be at the top of the list. That's where Curt Cignetti got it right. People don't realize that Curtis Rourke, when he took him out of Ohio, they had won back-to-back 10-win seasons. And Curtis Rourke was the best quarterback in the MAC, but he's not a high-profile name. But Curt Cignetti says, I got to find a guy that can play. He's played a lot. What did he then go do? He gets Josh Weaver now, coming out of TCU after being a 3-year starter. So that's what it's all about. It's production, performance, and a large sample size, and it doesn't really matter what level it's at.
That's a great thing. He is the eternal Colonel, Tom Luginbill. Tom, we appreciate your thoughts, man. We love seeing you on TV, and I wanted to get your thoughts before the games happened.
You bet. No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Tom. Tom Luginbill, ESPN, joining us here on the program. We'll react to some of that and look ahead to tonight in the college football playoff. Plus, we'll get back into the Titans coaching search coming up in just a little bit. It's Chase and Big Joe on this Thursday at the Omni, 102.5 The Game.
Burning love.
Can I tell you my favorite part of this song?
Sure.
The drummer. I love the fills, like the drum beat on this song and the fills in between. Like it just works so perfect with his vocals.
It's such a great song, man.
Like it's awesome. I sang this in karaoke the other night, and I never felt more alive.
Who did the Elvis did the remake? What country singer did this?
We just talked about this. It was Travis Tritt.
Travis Tritt.
Yep, and it's pretty good.
Heck yeah,
there is a. Let me pull this up. So there's a version of this song that I was obsessed with recently. It's it's the recording, but the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra played with it.
Oh no!
And
I gotta hear that.
And just hearing those strings, like the
Dr. Crane, can you find that for us if you don't mind?
Yeah,
I need to hear
Dr.
that.
Crane. It's
Sure.
The Royal Philharmonic. That's what it is. Burning Love. But I mean, it's so cool. Like especially the beginning. Play it from the beginning because it's just like the build up, and then the guitar comes in, and yeah, it's just fantastic.
You've been 91 years old today.
Who wrote that?
Is that Dennis Lindy?
Maybe.
I think it's.
And the Jordanaires are on it too. Like they're still with him at that because that's 70s Elvis probably.
I would think early 70s. Yeah, I would think so.
In fact, that might have been one of his last hits.
I don't know. You know, he only won one Grammy. It was for a gospel album.
1972. It was 1972. Dennis Lindy. Yep.
Did you find it, Nick?
I did.
Let's go, baby.
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah. Oh, man, that is so awesome.
And they're playing with him.
Oh, man. All day.
I can see Dr. Crane singing this.
Oh. All right, here we go. Turn it up loud, Dr. Crane.
It's up.
I know this. This sounds good.
Like matched so well with the Jordanaires.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Dr. Crane.
Good job, Dr. Crane.
I'm going to download it.
Had you heard that before?
I've never heard that in my life. But when you add strings to things like that, that's excellent.
Dr. Crane, had you heard that?
I have not. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
My dad's a big Elvis fan.
There's a whole album with the Philharmonic on it. So
the most important man in the 20th century. Elvis Presley.
Because
everybody up until Elvis was a double take of your father.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. And he created, I've read all this about Elvis, man. And he created go out and be an individual and go out and do your thing and everything else and be that rebel, air quotes, and then took off. And then, he's still that the foundation, the Elvis Enterprise, whatever, still makes hundreds of $1 million a year.
So the original recording of that song was Arthur Alexander. I have no idea who that is.
Double A, man.
Yeah. And then Elvis recorded it in March and April of 1972. He did part of it at RCA Hollywood and Studio B in Nashville.
He's done the one in Los Angeles. He's like, man, they're like, Elvis, we're not done yet. He said, man, I'm gonna go back to Nashville. We're just gonna record Studio B. When I get back over here, that's better than Nashville.
So the three so he had an American Trilogy, Burnin' Love / It's a Matter of Time, and then Separate Ways and Always on My Mind. So I guess Separate Ways was
not the Journey song.
No.
I'm trying to sing Elvis doing Separate Ways.
I bet AI could do that.
All right. So you should ask, are you doing 101 again this week?
I am.
So over at Roy's Meat Service?
Yeah.
Ask Roy about
Jeff Roy.
Jeff Roy. Yeah. Ask Mr. Roy about the enchilada he sells over there. Was a recipe that he got from a lady whose dad had it, who Elvis bought the burrito or the enchiladas when he would come to town and stay with Colonel Parker. This is a story that Mr. Roy told me. that he would order all this enchiladas, all this Mexican food from him. He delivered over to Colonel Tom Parker's house, and the man passed away, and Jeff Roy got the recipe and sells those enchiladas.
That's pretty cool. When you look at the personnel on this recording, James Burton, one of the best session guitarists.
Lives out in Brentwood.
Yeah.
From Shreveport, Louisiana.
Charlie Hodge, better known
Chuck Hodge.
Was a American singer, vocal coach, and musician who was a confidant and best friend of Elvis Presley and lived at Graceland. Joe Esposito was
little Joe, man.
From he served in the Army with Elvis.
It's killing me, man.
Emery Gordy, I know that name. He played bass.
We called him Gordy. Gordo.
Ronnie Tutt was the drummer.
Oh, King Tut. Man, King Tut was something else, man.
So wait, it wasn't the Jordanaires on the backup. I thought it was.
I don't know. We're learning all this in real time.
Richard Sturman does backup on that song.
Oh, that's why it's badass.
It says J.D. Sumner and the Stamps.
Yep.
Bill Basie, Ed Enoch, Donnie Sumner, Richard Sturban.
Yeah. Papa, baby.
Papa Mau Mau.
Yeah. So man, we're Sturban do that.
Isn't this a sports show?
No, man, we're an everything show. Give you all you need to do. But we're going to take time to honor Elvis on his 91st birthday.
0862 goes, hey, Chase, okay, Joe does all this Memphis impersonation. Can you get him to just do a terrible Charles Barkley, terrible by Charles Barkley?
I can't.
That's terrible.
Because that's good.
That's
I
terrible.
can't. If I know you doing something better than me, I'm not gonna steal your thunder. That's very good. My Elvis is so bad. My Elvis's days turned into the Peyton Manning thing. Man. So now you listen to Peyton Manning.
I can't do, I told you that I can't do anything. I'm going, man.
Oh, it's
man,
the best. Oh, yes.
Oh, good stuff. Coming up in the 1 o'clock hour, we'll get back into the Titans coaching search. Plus, Mike Keith going to join us at the end of the hour, talk about the 26th anniversary of the Music City Miracle. That's all ahead in hour number 2. Chasing Big Joe on this Thursday, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. We're live at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll talk to Mike Keith at the end of this hour because it's hard to believe. 26 years ago today, it's fielded by Lorenzo Neal. He hands it off to Wycheck. Wycheck throws it across to Dyson. He's got something, and the Titans pull a miracle. The whole setup for that is and it's cool in the press box. They actually have the transcript of it on the wall, but it's just, what is it? The Titans miracle season needs one more or something like that. Can they have it now? Or,
I mean, I haven't watched the TV copy.
I've watched the whole game. The whole game is kind of like
years.
Yeah.
I mean, so to see all this again, everybody going crazy.
But I mean, look at how they're looking at it.
They had no idea. Nobody had an idea of all that went on. I mean, what is considered the greatest play in NFL history?
Well, I mean, there's a DraftKings commercial with Kevin Hart and LeBron James where LeBron James references this.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but what would you – I mean, I forget the NFL Network did one, and I don't remember what number one, but –
I think it was number one for a long time. I mean, you got the miracle at the Meadowlands. You got what was the one, the Saints and the Vikings a few years ago?
I don't remember.
With Diggs. I think Diggs was a part of that.
Oh, that one. Yeah. We jumped up and caught it and ran down the field through his helmet.
Just like absolutely broke the spirit of the Saints.
Yes.
I mean, there's been a time. Don Aaron just told us that he was there, that his whole row had left, but he stayed till the end.
Now I'm very confused on what is considered the greatest play in NFL history. Is it Franco Harris, the Immaculate Reception?
I mean, that's one. I mean, I definitely think the Music City Miracle is up there.
It's got to be, a top 3 or 4, but remember the list they had, it wasn't up there. Yeah. Greatest play in all of history, according to AI, is widely considered the Immaculate Reception.
Yeah.
Franco Harris's one. Number 2, this list says Marshawn Lynch's Beastquake run.
That's a pretty good one. I don't know if I'd have that ahead of the Miracle.
Odell Beckham's one had a catch. No. Music City Miracle's up there. Devin Hester's Super Bowl kickoff, returning the opening kickoff, a unique feat. I don't see that, but I'm missing. Let us know, our great listeners, what's the greatest NFL play of all time. All these lists have Franco Harris, the Immaculate Reception.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's
number one.
Dr. Crane has both the TV call and then a story by Jeff Fisher on the Music City Miracle. So go ahead and play both. So that was who? Mike Patrick, Theismann, and
Paul
McGuire. Yeah. I remember. I will never forget that because, like, I even at first was kind of like, "Oh no, was that a forward pass?" But it turns out that it was not.
So the top 5 according to NFL Films, Malcolm Butler's interception was number 5.
So yeah.
Number 4 is the Music City Miracle. Number 3, Eli Manning in the Super Bowl avoiding the Mike Vrabel and the Patriots.
Is that the bubblegum catch?
That was, yes, the David Tyree catch. Yep. Number 1, Dwight Clark The catch, because it basically ended the Cowboys' reign and started the 49ers on their reign.
Yep.
And number one is the Franco catch, according to NFL Films.
Okay.
I feel like there's one more in there somewhere.
I mean, I think I don't know. Brad may have one. Brad, what you got?
Yeah, no, you guys stole my thunder. That's exactly right. I was going to say the catch with, Dwight Clark, and then the Immaculate Reception with the 1-2, and Music City Miracle came in at number 4. But if you guys have a second, I've got my Music City Miracle story. I was at the game. I was 19 years old. Was with my dad, and we had been to the Tennessee-Arkansas game the year before. And when Christie kicked the field goal, I threw my coat down. I was ready to walk out. My dad looked at me and said, "Hey, remember Arkansas, buddy, anything can happen." And we sat there, we watched it. And two things I'll say that you couldn't see on TV, you had to be there, was number one, when he threw the ball, there was an audible gasp that you can hear on the TV feed, because everyone in the stadium knew as soon as he caught the ball, it was a touchdown. So the cheering started really early. There was nobody there to block him. So, the TV angle couldn't catch that. You knew he was gone. The other thing, when he hit about the 20-yard line, everyone was jumping up and down in unison so hard, I thought the damn stadium was going to collapse. It was unbelievable.
Hey, Brad, where were your seats? Where were your seats?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I actually have the ticket stubs. I just went to the Bellmead Framers, and I've got a print from Doug Hess, who he's the one artist that, the Titans commemorated that with. I tracked the guy down. He lives in Alabama, and I got one of the last prints, and I'm putting my tickets on there. I was sitting in, it was definitely upper deck. Couldn't afford too much more than that. But it was on the Titan side, upper deck. I don't have the exact seats, but
okay.
Yeah,
was
man,
he coming towards you, or were you on the same side? Where were you?
I was on the Dyson side, so it was looking right down at it. And I would say that, they threw the ball about 10 yards behind where I was, and then he ran away. So it was amazing.
Thanks for the call, Brad. Appreciate it. So I pulled up the NFL 100, the 100 greatest plays of all time. So as you mentioned, Immaculate Reception at 1, the catch, Joe Montana to Dwight Clark, and there's a quote here. Ed Too Tall Jones says, quote, "I will always believe Joe was throwing the ball away."
I was throwing the ball to Dwight Clark because we had practiced that at the time. But so that's number 2, right? I mean, that's a hell of a play.
David Tyree 3, Music City Miracle 4, Malcolm Butler interception 5. Brian Flores says a lot of times your entire season comes down to 1 yard, 1 play, and that was it. All right, here's more of them. 6, the Santonio Holmes catch in the Super Bowl.
That's a great play.
7, the Immaculate Interception in the Super Bowl, which was James Harrison. Remember, he ran it like 90-something yards.
And then collapsed, yep.
8, Bart Starr's QB sneak in the Ice Bowl.
It's an iconic moment, right? I mean, that's a massive play.
9 is the Minneapolis Miracle.
Was that the one with Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Okay.
10, the Philly Special.
Oh, back to
the
Foles.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good one.
11, 1 yard short. The game-saving tackle.
I'm telling you, man, that play miracle doesn't happen. We're talking none of this.
Yep.
Wow.
12, Lynn Swann, 53-yard circus catch in the Super Bowl 10.
It's my all-time favorite play in NFL. At the moment, Steelers, Orange Bowl, great.
13, the Beastquake run, Marshawn Lynch. That was today, January 8th, 2011. 14, Marcus Allen's 74-yard run in the Super Bowl.
Wait, they played a Super Bowl that – oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Marshawn Lynch.
Just a playoff
I'm
game.
sorry. I'm stupid.
15, December 28th, 1975, Roger Staubach's Hail Mary TD pass to Drew Pearson.
That's the first ever mention of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's what he says. I closed my eyes and I said Hail Mary.
Love it, man.
So that's where it got the name?
Yep, that's the first one ever. The first one considered the Hail Mary. I love this.
16. Now, this is December 21st, 1974. I don't think that's the right date. Odell Beckham's one-handed catch.
No, great catch. It's not a top 50 play to me, but
yeah. Sea of hands catch. Anybody can catch the easy one. You've got to make the hard catch. Ken Stabler.
What game is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was Raiders. Ken Stabler.
Is that the Dave Casper catch?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think that was it.
All right.
18, Vinatieri kick ties the Tuck Rule game.
Oh, yes.
Number 19, game-winning TD drive in the greatest game ever played. That was 1958. I think it was like
the Colts, the Giants?
Colts and
Yep.
Giants, yeah. Number 20, and Dell Jr. was quoted here because he's a big fan. January 30th, 1983, John Riggins' 43-yard touchdown run on 4th down in the Super Bowl.
Great play.
44. 21, Montana touchdown pass to Taylor in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the John Candy play.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, like John Candy's in the end zone.
22, Julian Edelman keeps it off the turf in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's the Falcon Super Bowl.
23, Miracle in the Meadowlands 1.
Is that the Joe Piscarczyk?
Yeah, and that Herm Edwards?
It is. Scooped it up.
24, the catch 2, Steve Young to Terrell Owens.
Yeah, versus the Packers in the playoffs, man. That's what they considered when Terrell Owens became T.O.
Yeah.
After that.
25, Bo Jackson, 91-yard touchdown run into the tunnel.
Is that versus the Seahawks?
Maybe.
Yeah. We have a good friend who was on that play and got ran over on that play.
We do?
Yes. Greg Gaines, former Tennessee linebacker, went to DuPont. Mike Organ's best friend. Bo runs over him and Bosworth in that game.
Nice. I think Eric's calling to correct us on something.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys, y'all were talking about some plays. The game that you talked about, the Raiders, it was against the Miami Dolphins in 1974. That was a playoff game. Also, if you remember the San Francisco 49er game, there's another little bit of tidbit fact that people forgot about. On the next drive, Daniel White threw a pass to Drew Pearson, and if it wasn't for an arm like a shirt tail tackle on Drew Pearson, he was off to the races because it was a wide open field, and people forget about that. Also, I'm sure you talked about the immaculate reception as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
But,
we brought that up.
Yeah, and also earlier you were talking about where was you at for the Titans playoff game. I actually was downtown at the Wild Horse Saloon when that happened. And just remember the whole day, and that's what George Plaster was doing, the post-game show, and Frank Wyshynski came in and stuff like that. I was there from about 10 o'clock that morning to like about 6 p.m. that evening. It was just a wild day, and I loved every minute of it.
Out at 6 o'clock at night, you damn rebel.
Guys, y'all take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Big E.
9797 says, Music City Mirage, it was a forward pass. Sure wasn't. Refs never get anything wrong. Skylar says, Deshaun Jackson's punt return while the Eagles against the Giants was crazy to watch. I don't know if it was the best play, but worth noting. That's a big one.
Was that the one they told the punter not to punt to him?
Yeah, and he punted to him
anyway, and he ran it.
Yep.
It was a game winner, right? Overtime?
Oh, yeah. Richie from White House. What about the touchdown catch from Santonio Holmes in the Super Bowl to beat the Cardinals? 8771, Dan Marino's fake spike.
That was good. Versus the Jets. That's right. Love me some Marino.
Kevin from Hendersonville, you'll like this one. The Leon Lett, Don Beebe play in the Super Bowl has to be considered.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That's the one where they blocked the field goal, and then he went down and he hit it. No. He's talking about the Super Bowl when Leon Lett was running down the field to score, and BB knocked it out the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Leon Lett, though, was when he grabbed the field goal and said, don't touch it on Thanksgiving Day versus the Dolphins. That was another big moment. But the BB play was the one where Pete Weber's talked about that, too, where how just an iconic moment for Bob, even though they lost it, what BB did. And Don Beebe ended up getting the Super Bowl ring with the Packers in 96.
Yeah, that's a good one. 615-737-1025. We'll have more coming. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. Live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. A lot of you have been calling in and texting about greatest plays and the Music City Miracle and all of that. As promised, do we have the Jeff Fisher? Was this with us?
Yes, it was.
Okay, this was him kind of telling the story.
Linesman on the throw, because you guys know the story. Kevin Dyson was number 3 in the depth chart on that play.
Derek, and then
Anthony Dorsett.
Yeah.
Derek was out. He had a concussion.
Yeah, Derek doesn't remember any of that.
No, he doesn't. He had a concussion because when they kicked the field goal, Alan and I were like, okay, here we go. Home run throwback. Yeah, baby, let's go. And I'm yelling, all right, where's Mace? And trainer goes, Coach, he's somewhere next week. He's got a concussion. I go,
he's back in East Lansing.
Yeah, I go, well, all right, wait, who's 8? And Alan goes, AD. I go, AD, get over here. And Brad, our trainer, goes, he's cramping, Coach. I go, freaking cramping. It's 50 degrees out. So now it's like I'm just Dyson's walking by, and Kevin, hey, come here. And it's like, yeah, Coach. He's kind of, yeah, what's up? Well, home run throwback. Practice it every Saturday. I need you to be the deep guy right now. Well, Coach, I really never paid attention. So now it's like, okay, Kevin, he'll twist the story around a little bit, but okay, all you got to do, okay, we're somehow, some way, and I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to get the ball to Frank. Okay, so you need to be opposite Frank. Okay, and Frank's probably is going to drift to his right. You need to be opposite Frank, and you need to be 5 yards behind him, and you need to be on the numbers. Okay, then he's kind of looking at me. The numbers is like 10, 20. I got you, Coach. I got you, Coach. Okay, all right, good, Kev. Let's go. Let's go do it. So 5 yards behind Frank turned into 5 inches. But he was on the number, and I said, "Now has it happened?" And so Byron Boston's the line judge, and as soon as first off, we never practiced that kick. We practiced 4 or 5 different kicks every Saturday, starting when the regular season started. Didn't want to show the play before you got down your final cut, but every Saturday we would have different kicks. We'd have a grounder over here and a grounder over there, and then one over here, and then a deep one there, and try to hit somebody with, just so everybody understood, because it was free for all. Basically, you got to simplify it and go get the ball to Frank, push the ball to away from our sideline, and find a way to get the ball to Frank. And so everybody knew you got to get the ball to Frank. So anyway, I didn't think to hit a pooch to Lorenzo.
Right.
All year. What are you going to pooch it for?
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense. Well, when the ball went up, I went, oh, my gosh, what a low. I thought he was going to fair catch it. There was the potential for that moment in time. I'm thinking, oh, dude, he's going to.
He tells it a little different.
Does he?
Oh, he says, now the play was that either I could catch it or Frank could catch it. I could throw it, or, I just decided to hand it to Frank.
No, we didn't work that. I
and
guarantee.
D-Base goes, that was not the play. That was not how it goes.
No, man. So anyway, yeah. So then I see him get it. And he knew he would get rid of that rock as fast as he could.
Yeah.
He didn't want any part of that. And then, when I saw him get the ball to Frank and saw Frank turn his shoulders, get ball back to Kevin. First, I want to make sure the ball was clean. It was caught. He caught it.
Yeah.
But then I saw Byron point backwards. So when he pointed backwards, I was okay. That's cool. That part of it's over. Now now it's kind of like get what you can, get up, get out of bounds. It was like that kind of thing.
That was Jeff Fisher on our show talking about the miracle, and he got the whole thing, so it worked out.
He did. I just wish those 2 guys who interviewed him would have just stopped laughing throughout the interview with all that.
I know. So such unprofessional.
Dyson walking by. Hey, Kevin, where are you going? I don't know. Need you right now. Oh my god.
Hey, you know this play, right?
Yeah, I got it. I would. You're doing trick plays and like that. If you're not involved in that, nobody's paying attention. Chris Sanders probably didn't pay attention. Nobody pay. If you're not involved in that play practice, you're not paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Standing around goofing off, telling dirty jokes.
Right. Exactly. So we'll talk to Mike Keith coming up here in a few minutes about the call and watching it unfold and all of those things 26 years ago with the Music City Miracle.
Where were you again on that day?
I was at my dad's house. We were just watching.
Why did you go to the game? I thought you are big fans.
Didn't have tickets.
Was that the game you were sick?
Nope. That was the next year. That was the Christmas night.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But they went.
Yeah.
Still mad about that.
I am. But that's okay.
Oh, well.
Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome,
Ruining my
buddy.
day. So we'll have more on that in a little bit. Coming up next, we're going to dive back into the latest with the coaching search with the Titans. Now Mike McDaniel has been fired in Miami. What does that mean? We'll discuss it all coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Happy birthday, Elvis. Chase and Big Joe 102.5 The Game on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Barline. Some folks in here enjoying their lunch. 615-737-1025. Keegan says, he just addresses you. Big Joe, please tell me why we won't interview Brian Flores. He's my coaching dream this cycle, but I'm just sad it's not happening.
I think Borgonzi has a relationship with Matt Nagy, and I think that's going to be the guy that they bring in. That's the only thing. Brian, and look, isn't Brian Flores still suing the NFL?
I think that's all done, but I think that Amy is going to respect that, and I think she would stay away. I think he's going to get a job, but not every team is going to be interested in him.
Yeah, I mean, he might work well here, but I think Amy is going to default to Mike Borgonzi. He's going to bring in his buddy and going forward. And I think they're going to hire him, and they want to go offense. Robert Sala's my guy, followed by Art Smith Jr. Is it Jr.? Just Arthur Smith, right?
Yeah.
Because it was Fred Smith was his daddy.
Yeah, he's just Arthur
Smith. His daddy. So those are my two right there. But
from Memphis.
Here's my deal, Keegan. You just got to get it correct.
Yep.
You got to hit a grand slam with it. You have to with this hire. You got to.
This is an interesting text. Dylan says the Titans need to get Robert Saleh as the head coach. Mike McDaniel is the offensive coordinator with Raheem Morris as the DC.
Pretty good. Sign me up.
I take it. No, I would take it. I would take it.
I just think, to me, and you call me crazy. It's fine. I think
you're crazy.
Of the 8 jobs that are open right now, the most attractive one to me is the Raiders job. And I'm not a big Raiders fan. I wouldn't live in Vegas.
Because of Brady?
Brady, and you got the number 1 pick. You're going to bring in Mendoza. You got your quarterback, and start building from there. That's who I go. That's with me. And I think the Falcons job is the easiest way to start winning. To me, I think it's a better job than the Ravens job. Until they figure out Lamar Jackson and what's going on in Baltimore, it ain't going to work.
Baltimore chose the quarterback over the coach. Yes. That's what happened.
Yep.
Because I think that relationship had soured, which I get it. I mean, you got Harbaugh, that's the coach that wants things done his way. You got Lamar, that's a personality, and I mean, he thinks he's earned the right to have things done his way. And sometimes it's easier to get rid of the coach than it is the player.
Do you think Harbaugh, if Buffalo loses to Jacksonville on Sunday, that job comes open, do you think Harbaugh is a good fit in Buffalo?
Yeah, but I don't think that job's coming open. However, I will say that Harbaugh being I think 2 days ago, Mike McDaniel was safe. I think Harbaugh becoming available, all of a sudden it's like, all right. I think, you see this in every sport, that if a certain coach becomes available, all of a sudden your job comes open.
Then go get him.
Right.
Don't wait today. Go get him. If he's your guy, go get him.
Well, he's got to want it.
Right. So is that why you fired your coach?
I would think so. I would think you're not going to fire McDaniel if Harbaugh is your target and you don't think that you can't get Harbaugh.
I think if Buffalo gets bounced, it's over.
But there was a report that Miami would be interested in Harbaugh, and they hadn't fired McDaniel, so now you're getting into tampering stuff, and you still have a coach, which McDaniel could have a case for.
I think the Miami job might be worse than the Titans job.
Maybe.
Corey, you got to deal with Tua. He's no good.
Yeah, you got to figure out the quarterback.
You got to figure that out. And at least in Tennessee, you got the quarterback, new stadium you're moving in next year. If Borgonzi's going to work with you, you got some solidification in the front office. It's fine. The Dolphins got a GM yet? They don't.
They're close to. It's on ESPN. GM hire expected soon.
Okay.
The Bucs have fired their OC.
And that OC, is it Thad Lewis? Is that the OC? Him and Baker Mayfield were really, really tight.
No, it was Josh Grizzard.
Okay. Josh Grizzard.
Grizzard.
Yeah. Well, I've read him and Baker were real tight.
Thad Lewis was the quarterback's coach.
Okay. He get fired too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the special teams coordinator, Thomas McGahee.
We are rearranging chairs on the Titanic.
Oh, they fired Charlie Strong too.
Gosh, he's still around.
And cornerbacks coach Kevin Ross.
KR.
Yeah. Old Ross.
Ross.
He's not on a break.
He's not on a break. He is now.
Yeah. That's true.
He is now. Let me ask. So let's fast forward this next year. What jobs could potentially come open?
Hang on.
All right.
So, because Ricky just sent us this, and I couldn't figure out why. In addition to the firings, Bucks senior offensive consultant Tom Moore, who is 87, retired after 62 years of coaching, and the 50s coach retired as well.
Tom Moore was Manning's guy.
Yeah, and he was here for a spell.
Yep.
Would you like smoke on the sideline?
I think so. Look, you 87-year-old man can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, you don't argue with it.
And they're going to do it. Let me go down this. There's some jobs open that could be open after the 26th season. Buffalo.
I mean, here's what I'm going to say to that.
Yes or no?
Well, if they don't win, no.
Okay. Jets job,
yes.
Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
Be open, okay? Zach Taylor next year.
Yes.
Okay. Man. Shane Steichen.
With Indy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because she's basically giving them the bleeper get off the pot. So I would say yes.
AFC West is pretty good. Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and Raiders are set.
Andy could retire, but
okay. Commanders, Dan Quinn.
I don't know. I don't know how patient the new owner wants to be.
I think Nick Sirianni might just say, I'm done with this nonsense in Philadelphia.
No.
Okay. Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota.
Could be. Yes.
Dan Campbell in Detroit. That'll be his 6th year.
I think that they'd be I kind of put Detroit and Buffalo in the same boat.
Okay.
You've had the most success you've ever had. Well, not for Buffalo, I guess, but
recently
in recent years. But Detroit, pretty much, yeah. Can you really find someone better? But I think the riverboat gambler stuff is catching up to him. And if he keeps doing that and keeps losing games and misses the playoffs, then yes.
Tampa Bay, probably, if you don't win again, he's going.
I would say yes. He just fired all his coaches because that was basically the last dish effort to keep his job.
Kellen Moore's good with the Saints. Seahawks, Rams, Niners are all good, and the Cardinals have an open position. So
yeah,
it might not be any better next year if you're Harbaugh, but why rush, man? Take some time off. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Get right back into it again.
It just depends on if there's a like if you look at the Giants' job and you think I can go there and they got a quarterback and we can tweak a few things and can win, now or next year, then okay. I mean, that's how you have to look at it. And like the jobs that are open today, what's the closest to win now?
I think Atlanta is because of that defense.
A little bit, but I think there's still questions at quarterback. I mean, you got Cousins that's 40-something, and then do you really think Penix is the guy? He can't stay healthy. That's the problem.
Well, we'll see. But as far as that defense and things around them,
yeah, no, I don't disagree with you on the defense and the running back. I mean, they got one of the best, if not the best, running backs in the game. I think Drake London's a hell of a receiver.
Yes,
they got a tight end that's pretty good. Now, I don't think he's lived up to the hype that everybody thought.
Kyle Pitts,
but he's been pretty good.
But those are the ones, man. I just think the Falcons' job to me is the quickest path to success, and we'll see what happens, man.
I'm just curious of, besides one of 32, what the biggest intrigue for this Titans job is. Is it Cam Ward? Like, are coaches actually, like an offensive coach, are they intrigued by Cam Ward?
Yeah.
I would say yes, but I don't know.
I would say Cam is the one. That's all you got.
Yeah.
And don't give me Jeffrey Simmons. We're talking offensive guys.
Sure.
And
but I mean, if you're Robert Saleh, I think you'd love to have Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah. But again, if I'm offering you 2 first-rounders and 6 draft choices and everything else, you're like, all right, Jeffrey, take care, buddy.
Yeah.
You're not going to stand pat and turn down an offer which could turn your franchise around.
I can tell you this: Robert Saleh would throw Jeff's ass out of practice for throwing a punch.
Wouldn't take it. And I wish if Saleh comes here, we could do like media coach fights, like get in the boxing ring with him and watch him just pound people.
That'd be good. Coming up next, we will talk to the voice of the Vols, Mike Keith. He will join us. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We got to visit with this guy a little over a week ago at Nissan Stadium when the Vols were here for the Music City Bowl. We say hello now to the voice of the Volunteers and longtime voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, who joins us now. Mike, how you doing?
I'm fine. Chase and Big Joe, it is good to be with you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. 26 years ago, hard to believe, you were sitting at your spot at Nissan Stadium after an amazing year by the Titans. They're playing the Bills in Wild Card Weekend and find themselves in need of a miracle, as you put it on the broadcast. And the rest, as they say, is history, as Kevin Dyson took it to the house and the Titans win the game. When you were in that moment, how much of the actual moment do you remember, and how much of it is listening to it over again or seeing it on television?
You know, it's a really good question, Chase, because you get into situations where after a period of time, it becomes almost a memory of a memory because you've heard certain things. Fortunately for me, though, I remember everything about what we were doing at that time. I remember everything about that day. I can remember looking out the window of the booth, and I can remember the aftermath. I can remember Pat Ryan being ready to choke me because I suggested on the air that the play would be reviewed, and it was almost like Pat thought I was giving them a hint to review it. That I was telling you guys should review, like I was making a suggestion, because as you guys will remember, review was new.
Yeah.
So all of that, we knew that was going to happen, and I sort of knew what the rules of review were, so I knew that would happen. And I remember the longest 2 to 3 minutes of my entire life, kind of waiting to see what would happen. And then I just remember so vividly, the ruling on the field stands and the pandemonium and what stands out to me the most and why it is my most consequential sports memory and probably for a lot of people was just the incredible overall reaction that people had. I've never seen another moment like it in sports where I've seen people just almost fall out with joy.
Yeah.
It was just so special, and it's all very vivid to me still in that way. Probably a lot more so than the call. The moment is still very vivid in my memory in that way.
We've also decided, since we can't play it because it's Titans radio, can you just reenact it and we'll have Joe be Pat Ryan?
Sure. For $25.
Well, there you go. we could make.
You know what I got paid for that?
What's that?
$50.
Really?
At that time, true story. At that time, the NFL paid broadcasters $50 per call for the different things that they would use for films, because there was Inside the NFL. Remember, Len Dawson,
yeah.
Nick Bonacani. And then they used all these highlights, and it was a really good deal if you made the playoffs. If you made the Super Bowl, it was fantastic because it ended up being a nice check in the spring that you could use for family vacation or to paint the house or whatever. It was great, but got paid $50 for that call, just like a quarterback sack or a normal touchdown or a great catch over the middle or whatever. $50.
One of my favorite parts of the whole sequence is, and I mean, I, as a Titans fan and at the time, a kid that
How old
absolutely.
were you?
So I was 12.
Oh, wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I was 12 and I was sitting I was at my dad's and we were sitting in the living room watching it. And I think we actually had, because we like to do I think we had your call on the radio and then we're
how nice.
On the TV as well. But I will never forget, do the Titans have a miracle left in them in what has been a magical season to this point? If they do, they need it now. And that was just the setup for that if in live in the moment, obviously you knew what was on the line, But to just hear that, even so now, 26 years later, was just like it tells the story so perfectly.
Yeah, hokey, right? I mean, just totally hokey, just completely over the top. I mean, when I think about that, I just think about the dumb luck of all of that, of the whole thing. I mean, I'm this young broadcaster. I'm not very good. I've gotten this major opportunity. I get to call a playoff game. I say that right beforehand. In a strange way, I get the play right, which there were so many plays that year I didn't get right. And the other three broadcasts end up with it, more screwed up than mine was. And so they end up using my call. And I mean, how lucky was I? I mean, that's if you don't believe in the good Lord taking care of you, I mean, that's a tremendous example because it kept me in a job for 25 more years. So I was, to this day, I'm phenomenally thankful that all of that worked out. And I mean, it was nothing more than just good luck and the opportunity to be at the right place at the right time. And so special for me to understand. I mean, to hear you were 12, I mean, that means so much to me because I think about the moments where I was 12 and sports impacted me. Like I was 12 during the 80 Olympics, when the Winter Olympics, when the hockey team beat the Russians. And that was a profound moment in my life. And I don't know anything about hockey. I didn't know anything about hockey at the time. Most Americans didn't. But, it was a profound moment in my life. And that's really neat to hear that. That means a lot.
The great Mike Heath is on with the Chase and Big Joe show. Mike, that 4-game run, Bills, Colts, Jags, Super Bowl, that's about as perfect as it gets for a radio broadcaster, I would think.
Best 22 days of my life. I mean, the whole thing. So to even take it back further, you'll remember this, Joe. We played Pittsburgh on Sunday to end the regular season. We're waiting to see if Jacksonville might lose, because if they lose, we win the division. They don't. It's a 72-degree day in Pittsburgh, and we've just gone through Y2K and all that. We had to go to Pittsburgh a day early because the league was worried what might happen to the airlines with Y2K. So we've had this whole weird thing happen.
Right.
We win this game. We come back. We're going to play Buffalo. The game's going to be on Saturday. We find out on Monday that the owner, Ralph Wilson, is making Wade Phillips start Rob Johnson instead of the guy who'd been the starter all year, Doug Flutie, which was bizarre. I actually ended up telling Jeff Fisher that because I was listening to Wade Phillips' press conference, and I went down to Jeff Fisher's office, and he was walking into his press conference, and I said, "What'd you think about the Doug Flutie thing?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" And so I said, I was just listening to Wade's press conference. They're going to start Rob Johnson. Well, I mean, so that's bizarre. So we go to play this game on Saturday, and it's cold and it's rainy. During the course of the week, too, remember, we don't know if we're going to sell that game out because the sellout streak had gone on through the regular season, but we had to sell basically all the tickets that week. And at that time, this was not an automatic. And so we sell out. The game happens. The Music City Miracle happens. We think we're going to go to Indianapolis, and we're going to lose, right? Because you never win after something like the miracle happens. Well, so we go there, and there are 1,000 people in the hotel waiting on us. It's crazy. We beat Indianapolis. We're on the plane back. They tell us there are 10,000 people waiting inside Nashville Airport. Crazy, because at that time, this was pre-9/11. You could go to the gate and wait for your party. And so people are throughout they had to escort us through the airport. It's crazy. We go beat Jacksonville, and there are 40,000 people waiting for us at Nissan Stadium. There's no week off. We have to turn around the next day and go right to Atlanta. We get off the plane, and I get on the national news because I'm walking behind Steve McNair coming off the plane. I didn't know that. I would have dressed better. But it was cool because I'm saying this is, I'm some guy from Franklin, and now I'm going. because you always see the shots of the teams to this day getting off the plane, headed to the air, headed to the Super Bowl site, whatever. The Super Bowl happens. It doesn't go our way. We get back, and Nashville has a parade that's bigger than St. Louis's winning parade. I mean, the whole scenario was just this crazy, almost like a fever dream. But I can remember so many moments so vividly throughout all of it.
And then it ends with 1 yard short.
Yeah, and it's the same guy. I mean, the literary nature, the poetic nature of the fact that the guy who scores on the miracle play ends up, a half yard short, and how it impacts Kevin Dyson's life, what we've seen him go on to do with his incredible life and what he continues to do. And, the whole thing is there's so many stories within the stories that just continue to evolve from all of it. I mean, it's a tremendous memory. It really sort of seared the NFL into people's hearts, not just in Nashville, not just in Middle Tennessee, but throughout the region. People throughout the region got so excited. And I met somebody last week from Western Kentucky, and they said, hey, I was a St. Louis Cardinals baseball fan, and everybody in Western Kentucky is a St. Louis Cardinal baseball fan, but we weren't Rams fans. We were Titans fans.
Right.
And to think about that, I mean, that is just that's just really a neat thing to keep in mind.
I think it's great, Mike. You're one of our favorite people, man, and I know you're so busy. And thank you for taking time today to come out and be with us.
I have one more question that I want to throw in there.
Yes, I love Joe's book. I'm already reading it. Yes,
it's a good. In the written and unwritten rules of broadcasting, the color man, the color analyst, generally is asked to lay out during the play-by-play, but Pat's call of he's got it was so organic on top of you calling the play that I just think it makes the whole thing come together. But how are you able to kind of stay focused? Because I can get sometimes, somebody else chimes in, it might throw you off. So how were you able to kind of stay focused on watching Dyson and calling the rest of the play?
Pat and I had worked together for a long time in Knoxville. We had done radio and TV together. So we had a nice, sort of balance together about different things. And Pat would yell over me on punt return calls when we were doing Anderson County against Halls, and he'd talk over me on talk shows. So I guess and I love Pat Ryan so much, I was used to it. Yeah. And it didn't affect me at that point because, like I said, we had done things together for 7 years. And the other part of it, too, to your point, that I think is just great, is Pat saw it open up the minute Kevin caught the ball. When the call is synced to the play, that is not what was happening. It hasn't been affected to sync with the play. That's literally as it happened. That's one of the most incredible things in broadcasting I've ever seen by a color analyst. And it's one of the reasons that I always believe Pat's part of it is easily the best. And it's also the reason most people walk up to me when they talk about the miracle play and they say, he's got something. And I say, that was the other guy. But I totally respect and understand why they do.
Well, I always say it's a miracle the Titans have pulled a miracle. So that's the one I go with. And yes, as a 12-year-old, I heard that call, and much like John Ward was to you, Mike, you are to me. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the friendship we've developed over the years, and thanks so much for coming on today.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. And, I decided in that very moment, anytime anybody wants to talk about that, no matter where I am or what I'm doing or what's happening, I'm so blessed that I was there. I'll talk about it anytime. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Enjoy basketball season, and we'll talk soon.
We'll see you in March for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Keith, voice of the Vols talking about the Music City Miracle and one of our favorites.
Just sit back and listen, man.
Yep.
Let them tell the story.
Absolutely. We'll shift gears. We'll talk a little hockey with Greg Wyshynski coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lions, and excited to resume our conversations with our man Greg Wyshynski from ESPN, presented by Old National Bank. Get old, Greg. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. How you doing?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Can't complain. Got some good stuff. But I'm good. I'm in a weird professional purgatory right now. I'm on family leave from ESPN to be with the newborn son, but I'm still doing all of the other stuff that I'm doing. So I couldn't cut myself off completely from hockey, and yet my fingers aren't going to be working for the next month. It's an interesting place to be.
So you're not completely hiding down a hallway like Joel Hoffer was last night, but you're still engaged.
So the wrap on that apparently is the way that the stadium is constructed. That's usually where the backup goalie hangs out. But I refuse to believe that. I mean, the look he gave the camera as it zoomed in
so
is that of a man who was hiding, that of a man who wanted nothing to do with what was happening on the ice. And I don't care what the explanation ends up being. In my mind, he's trying to get as small as he can and hoping that no one can notice him.
Yeah, he was basically like, I'm good. We'll let Jordan finish the game. I'm totally fine. Since we last talked, the Predators have been on a tear as of late, as they are now very much in the mix in the wild card race in the Western Conference. What's kind of been your take on how they played as of late?
Well, I mean, I looked at it. If you look at the last month, going back to December 9th, they're like, I think 8th or 9th in points percentage. I mean, they are one of the best teams in hockey in the last month. And, you know, a lot of that I think has to do with the uptick in offense. I mean, you look at the players that have been performing in that stretch. It's the ones that had been sort of misfiring earlier in the season, chief among them obviously being Steven Stamkos. But then you get O'Reilly and Forsberg and, you know, Evangelista, and all these guys are contributing to a team that's, I think, kind of in the best dozen offensive teams in the last month. They're still kind of middle of the pack defensively, but, you know, overall they're doing enough to win games, and there's no denying the results they're getting, which has thrust them back into a playoff race, maybe much to the chagrin of the vultures circling this team earlier this season, looking to pluck players. But they're certainly a lot more relevant in this wild card race than I think a lot of us thought they'd be.
But here's the question: if you're Barry Trotz, and he comes on our air every week and talks about this stuff, and, you know, kind of says he's taking it day by day, you still know where you truly are long term. Now, yeah, you get into the playoffs. We've seen it; anything can happen. But, you know, where do they match up against a Colorado, a Dallas, a Minnesota? I would say down the stretch that those teams are probably better. So if you're getting offers for guys like O'Reilly or, you know, other key players, don't you have to still sit there and consider it?
You do. I mean, I think you're always considering it in case somebody comes in and blows you away with something. And, you know, obviously the undercurrent to the success of some of these players down in the last month is that all of a sudden their value starts to spike. I mean, my God, the value of a Steven Stamkos now versus what it was a month and a half ago, it's not even in the same conversation, because now he's shown he can still be a viable offensive player in 2025, 26. That being said, I mean, you know, like you said, you know where this team is, and you know the direction that it's going. And if you ask an executive in this league, winning matters, forward momentum matters, getting playoff experience for young players matters. And so as much as there's probably going to be the temptation to sell high, and it's not to say that they won't if the right offers come in, I think there's probably also going to be a temptation to keep this thing rolling and see what they end up doing, even if that ends up being, you know, a first-round bye for the Colorado Avalanche, which is probably the fate of anybody that falls in that wild card 2 spot.
Greg, with the Olympic break coming up here in a few weeks and everything, the schedule being so bunched up together, I've heard Andrew Burnett say this, other coaches around the league, we don't have a lot of time to practice. We're playing, you know, almost every night, other night, all that. Like, does that have any credence with you? I mean, when teams like maybe Chicago and Utah and San Jose are right in that middle pack, and maybe more practicing can help, or is this just like a coach like, we're going to throw it out there and that's an excuse?
Dude, I just think there's no time for it. I mean, you know, first of all, that there's already been kind of a trend in this league for years to get away from morning skates. You know, I think it started with some of the West Coast teams and the schedules they had to keep, and I think other teams have adopted it over time. But I think this season sort of demands to not have to practice a lot. They just don't have the time. And also, you know, you're trying to preserve the bodies of these players. A number of guys and a number of coaches have noted that because of the condensed schedule, you know, there's a lot of high-profile players that have suffered injuries, and, you know, there's a lot of lineup absences because of the condensed schedule as well. So the more downtime you can give them, the more time you can give them to recover, the better it's going to be. And that's just kind of across the league what you're seeing this year.
Blackhawks have won 4 straight. How close are they, do you think, from breaking through and get on that trajectory, Greg, of being really good again?
They found some pieces. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me this season for them has been Spencer Knight, in the sense that that big trade they swung last year that gets Seth Jones on the Panthers. They acquire Spencer Knight as sort of what they hope would be their goalie of the future, and it looks like they might have one, which is great news for them. It's one less thing you have to worry about. But if you look at them and you look at, say, the San Jose Sharks, the other team that's obviously in that conversation of when will they turn the corner, I think you can clearly see the Sharks are a little bit further ahead. Maybe that's the Macklin Celebrini of it all. I don't know, but I still think Chicago is a team that has some pieces they have to put together. But one of the more underappreciated stories this year, to be honest, is the job that Jeff Blashill's done with them. I think when he got hired in Chicago, there was a lot of eye rolling because they saw him as a retread. He didn't get the job done in Detroit. Why are you hiring him in Chicago? But he's always been a guy that I've really liked. He's always been a coach that I think in the right situation could thrive. And he's worked under really smart guys, including John Cooper in Tampa. And I think he's a primary reason they are where they are right now this season.
Very good, Greg. I'm a big on honoring guys who were legends in the sports, whether it's hockey, baseball, football, it doesn't matter. Glenn Hall passed away, Hall of Fame goalie. I mean, 502 starts as a goaltender, Ironman streak. I mean, guys like that built hockey, and I'm pretty sure, like me, they need to be honored, especially when they pass away.
Well, we talked to me and Jeff Merrick on our podcast today talked about him a lot, because that is clearly one of sports' most unbreakable records. I mean, we celebrate when guys play 70 games in a season,
right?
Let alone 500 in a row. And it's never, unless they genetically create a goaltender who never gets tired in a lab somewhere, that record's never getting broken. The two things I was thinking about Glenn Hall recently. One is every time you see a picture of him play, you wince, because you think back to the times in which goalies did not wear masks. And even as a kid growing up and watching hockey, the moment that you see a picture from back in the day and you see one of these guys without a mask, you're just like, how the hell did that happen? How is that not like homicide on ice? The fact that these guys played without masks. And then the other thing too, there's a great picture of Hall that we showed on our show, The Sheet, today, me and Merrick, where he's in the locker room. He's wearing shoulder pads that look like they're made out of wet paper towels, and he's smoking a cigarette in the locker room. I'm just like, bring me back to those days, baby. when hockey players were hockey players, no protection, and just smoking a dart in the locker room between periods.
So good. Greg Wyshynski.
A dart.
I love that. Greg Wyshynski is with us here on the program. So every team has hit the halfway mark or a little past it now in the season. What team or teams in your mind may have some second half juice that we haven't quite seen in the first half?
I mean, the chief among them is the Devils. I mean, it might be geographic bias, but I mean, that's a team that is just aimless. They've got no passion right now. But I was talking to one of their players the other day, and he said, look, the biggest cure for cancer in the NHL is winning. And if they could string together something in the second half of the season, that's a team that could easily get on a real roll, and they've got the talent to do it. There's some other teams that have sort of underperformed, but I still think Vegas has another gear to hit. I don't think they've really been playing well. I think if they get Aiden Hill back, that could really elevate them. But again, you look up and down this league right now with the amount of parity that we have and the amount of teams that are just bunched together. It's going to be a fascinating second half, if only to figure out which one of these teams is going to really, dramatically pull the trigger on a move that could separate them from the pack, and which team does that first. So it's a fascinating little season we've got cooked up here, and I'm dying to see how it breaks down.
I got to tell you though, I'm a little worried about Colorado. They've lost 2 in a row. I mean, that's 4 losses on the year. So they might be the wheels might be falling off.
But for real, I mean, they might go through a stretch here where they're not as dominant. I mean, Devon Taves is banged up. Landeskog with that injury, there's concern he might not be able to play in the Olympics. Blackwood's out of the lineup again. Mackenzie Blackwood is your quintessential guy where if you could possibly keep him healthy, he might win a Vezina Trophy. But keeping him healthy is the real problem. They've got Wedgwood, who's been great. But, if you look at Blackwood since he came back from injury, he kind of has a record that reminds you of Linus Ullmark's record when Boston went on that bender a couple of years ago. Yeah. Where he was 101-1 or some nonsense. That's how good Blackwood's been for them this year. So they're getting a little test here, and obviously that's good news for Jared Bednar. Any of these coaches that coaches one of these juggernauts will tell you, like, we want adversity, we want challenges, we don't want to be on cruise control for months on end, because that's what ends up getting you, Tampa Bay getting upset in the first round by Columbus. You want to have these moments where you have to kind of like pick yourself up and play a little bit better. And I think Colorado might actually be in one of those right now.
Greg, tell us, for us that follow the Nashville Predators, that love the Nashville Predators like me, but I'm a casual observer of the NHL. Tell us how impressive the milestone is of Steven Stamkos and 600 goals.
Oh man, it's incredible. I mean, if you think back to the Ovechkin record that we just saw get set last season, and him passing Gretzky, one of the things that we talked about was how much more difficult it is to score goals now than it's ever been in this sport, because the goalies are that much better, because the defensive systems are that much better, because the defensemen are that much better. It's just become really, really hard to score goals in this league, and so for Stammer to have done that, throughout his career and during a time when Ovechkin, McDavid, Draisaitl, you can count on one hand the number of other guys that have had those kinds of goal scoring numbers on average is simply remarkable. I mean, he's going to go down as one of the best goal scorers of his era. And we just talked about injuries. I mean, the great what if is if Stammer had been able to stay healthy throughout his career, what that goal total might have ended up looking like, because he did lose some time in some prime years to injury, and I think it really took away from what could be considered to be, top of the pops kind of elite goal scoring careers of all time.
He is Greg Wyshynski, ESPN senior NHL writer, and enjoy time with the baby, and we'll be talking to you next week.
Anytime. He's good at watching hockey, I can tell you that. He's a good little snuggly little hockey watcher. So far so good with him.
Attaboy. That's what I love to see. Greg, we'll talk to you. Thanks.
Take care.
Greg Wyshynski joining us on the program, and he, as always, is presented by Old National Bank. Get old. We'll come back, talk a little bit more about the Preds. They're back in action. They're finally back home tonight,
right,
against
pal?
the Islanders. We'll do that coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 1025 the game here on this, what day is it? Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel. I'm just so taken away by Elvis.
Well, I mean, he sings that. You know what I'm going to say? Brings a tear to a glass eye.
It does. I mean, it just fantastic. That is for sure. Live at the Omni at Bar Lines, as we are every Thursday. And I know Scott had a question on the Predators and called during Greg Wyshynski. Scott, what's up?
No, it's not necessarily a question. I just wanted to address a question that you brought up with Greg, and it's something that Adam keeps harping on, and it just makes me furious. And I've not had a chance to call and berate Adam, and I hope he's listening. But the idea that what's the point of making the playoffs if we're just going to get drubbed by Colorado is kind of the thing. So we might as well sell. And well, there's 2 points to that. One, we keep hearing about the new core, these guys coming up. They need playoff experience. There's no substitute for that. You have to go through it. We can't hope that we're going to have the roster where we want and we're going to be a top seed a couple of years from now with a bunch of guys who've never been through it. So even if you're going to lose to Colorado in 4 or 5 games, it's very valuable for Wood and Schaefer and Blankenberg and Evangelista and Smith. I think Smith may have played against the Canucks a few years ago, last time we were in. But those guys, they need playoff experience so that when we're ready to compete, it's not Greek to them. I mean, you can be around older guys and they can tell you what it's like, but you need to experience it. So making the playoffs is very valuable for that reason alone.
That might be the best call we've gotten here, Scott. Thank you.
And the other point is, if you sell Ryan O'Reilly, you're not only tanking this year, you're tanking next year and probably the year after that, because there's nobody else in this organization remotely qualified to be a centerman, first line, much less the second line. So, I mean, you have to really be knowing that you're out of it, and you have to have a plan to sign or trade for somebody. Because if you get rid of O'Reilly, you're not tanking just this year. You're tanking the next few years, in my opinion. So I'm all about. I don't think we should be, mortgaging the future to go on some great playoff run. I think there's even a case to maybe sell Marchessault. And that may not even impact what we're doing because we've been playing better, quite frankly, without him. We've got line combinations that are working without him.
Sure.
So, I mean, I can see selling Marchessault, but I sure as hell don't want to sell O'Reilly. And, and the way Stamkos is going too, I'm not too thrilled with that because I definitely don't want to be retaining any more salary on anybody. That's for damn sure. I have no idea why they agreed to retain salary on Sisson, even though it was a little. It's just, no more of that, please.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Scott. Appreciate it. Here's what I'll say.
Great call, Scott.
It is because it is a tough position, and I want you to, kind of look at this through Barry's mind. This is a guy that is a Stanley Cup winning coach. He has competed his whole career. Now he's a GM. Now he's responsible for building not only the team for today, but the team for tomorrow and next year and the year after that. And so there is a balance. If you look at it, to what Adam's saying, and I get it. And I mean,
wait, hold on. Adam's saying don't make the playoffs?
No, but just let me finish. He's not saying don't make the playoffs. He's saying don't let the resurgence that they've had as of late get in the way of planning for the future.
Okay.
And there is a value, as Greg just said, there is a value to Ryan O'Reilly that wasn't there a month ago. There's a value to Steven Stamkos that wasn't there a month ago. So I understand that. It's kind of like your premise on Jeffrey Simmons. To me, you don't do anything unless you are just absolutely blown away and you can't say no. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I look at it because to Scott's point, that playoff experience is invaluable. I think what a lot of Preds fans are tired of, though, is just get in and then get bumped in 6 games in the first round. And I think that's what a lot of people are scared of that's going to happen here. And right now,
such a loser way of thinking. It's
Well-
such a absolute. You don't want to make the playoffs, and then you bitch because you didn't get in the playoffs.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
So get in the playoffs.
So
you
you're
don't know what's going to happen.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
No, you're not. You get in the playoffs.
I am just giving. I am
God.
simply explaining the thought process.
So by your thought process, 27 Preds shouldn't have got in. They were the 16th team out of 16. Didn't deserve to be in there. Look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that somebody thinks you shouldn't make the playoffs because it wouldn't make the team better, absolute dumbass.
Here's what I think.
Stupid.
I think that
God, a loser mentality.
I think that you see what happens in the next month or so. And if the team's still playing the way that they have been playing the month of December, and granted January's 8 days in, it hadn't been as good, but let's just say they're right there in the mix, or even in a wild card spot a month from now.
Sure.
I think you truly have to be blown away to give up something. But to Scott's point, I'm not trading a draft pick or a prospect to go add. I'm going to roll with what I got.
Okay.
And whatever happens, happens. That's kind of how I view it.
I'm all about that. But to say don't make the playoffs because you're going to get beat, you are an absolute loser mentality. I don't want you in my organization. I don't want you on my team.
No,
that's a terrible way to say things.
Well, it's
terrible.
Look, it is, but it's also looking at, all right, what's more beneficial? Maybe making it now and seeing what happens, or using the assets to build for next year. It's like, and I disagree. Like, if you trade O'Reilly now, he'll be on his last year next year of a 4-year contract. I mean, yeah, that's a big hit, but you don't have a number one center. He's not a number one center. He's playing one, and he's playing well.
All right.
But you don't have that right now. Now, there's no guarantee if you trade him and you get the pick that you're going to go get that number one center.
Right.
But
so you can make all these changes and still make the playoffs.
Correct.
Which is great. But don't say, well, we need to sit out because you need that higher draft choice.
Yeah. Now, look, I think if you trade O'Reilly or you trade Stamkos, you're probably not making the playoffs.
Okay.
I mean, you're probably not. But Marsh, so now that's a different conversation because he's been out for a while. They are playing better without him. He's never really truly found his game here. Now the price is going to be way down for him, but do you consider, if you're Barry, trying to move him? And I would say the answer to that question is yes.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens, but don't have a loser mentality.
No, and I don't. Look, I mean,
know you don't.
Like, I think that right now you kind of see what you got with this group, because you can't. I mean, the other thing too is everybody's like, well, sell everything off and tank. I mean, a few years ago they tried to do that, and the team still damn near made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you can't tell competitors not to compete, even if they're young. So I think a month from now, if they start playing like they did earlier in the season again, then okay, that's a different conversation.
Right. I'm with you.
But right now, I think what he's doing is he has said it's day by day. He's going to sit there and you just let it play out.
I don't want to make the playoffs. Gosh.
2312 or John from Nashville says, if you don't want to go to the playoffs or care about the playoffs, then you might as well have not even started the season.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Need more people like John in the world.
Wes in Clarksville, I'd rather be in the playoffs every year like we were then, being how the Titans have been the last 3 years. Tannehill threw 3 interceptions, and then the Titans detonated the team because the playoffs wasn't good enough. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll come back with more coming up next, live from the Omni, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Elvis's birthday. Playing some Elvis for you today. Live here at the Omni at Bar Lines. I love this song. So good.
Takes you back to a different place in time, right?
It sure does. Back to Heartbreak Hotel.
It does, man.
It sure does.
Right next to the Drake on Murfreesboro Road.
The Drake. I have a funny story about the Drake.
Uh-oh.
Did
somebody lose something that day at the Drake?
No. So my friend Logan, his mom got remarried, and her brother wanted to, do something nice for his sister. So he got them a honeymoon suite at the Marriott by the airport because they were flying out the next morning for their honeymoon. But he wanted to mess with them first. So he gave Logan and I like $300 to go find another hotel and get it set up.
Okay.
And he was going to, basically take them there and make them think that was the honeymoon suite. So we went to the Drake and basically paid for a room that they're honeymoon
where the stars stay.
Yeah.
So that cost you $20. Then you had $280 left over.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't go to the Airways Motel.
No, we just went. We went to the Drake. It was hilarious. His mom wouldn't walk in.
So they actually went there.
Yeah.
And then when did they tell him
when she was like, I'm not going to this place.
Oh my gosh. That's where the stars stay, though.
Yeah, I know. It's a famous hotel.
How dare her not go in there? Oh my goodness.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, right? That sign, I saw it the other day. The sign's still up where the stars stay at the Drake Motel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now we're not know what stars exactly stayed there, but they said they did.
Indeed they did. What happens tonight?
Oh man, I'm so torn in this game because that Miami front seven on defense is so good, but Ole Miss is a really, really good football team. I mean, really good, and so is Miami. I mean, you got two guys facing off. I like Miami, the defense. I like the story. Nobody wanted them in, but man, the Ole Miss story with these guys, with dad leaves and the kids are left to raise themselves. I'm going to go for Ole Miss. I just like the story. I like what Pete Golden is doing down there, and the fact you can absolutely shove it to Lane Kiffin is a beautiful thing.
Why
are we giggling?
Because I'm looking through some of the numbers we have, and I just realized one that we have that I probably should have.
Oh yeah, Brian Bosworth. He's probably filming one of those outstanding. What's the Pepsi commercial or the
Dr. Pepper? Yeah.
Smash. No, it's not Smash.
Fansville.
Fansville. Yeah.
I hate those commercials, but I'm also like so used to them now that.
Yeah. Right.
I love them.
Bring out the hot seat.
We have a lot of head coaches in this list that are dead.
Oh, give me one.
Howard Schnellenberger.
Oh, rest in peace, Howie.
Vince Dooley.
Rest in peace, Vince.
Bobby Bowden.
Bobby was great when you had him on. He'd talk all day long.
Do you ever when you're looking through your phone and you find a number of somebody that's no longer there? Do you just have that moment where you go, "What if I call it and they answer?"
I keep it. I've got several of my phone.
Oh, I do too.
I'm like, because I feel bad if I delete the number.
Yeah,
they're gonna haunt me.
Yeah.
You should have done that, Joe. So I just keep it on my phone. It's not taking up any space.
Yeah.
But Bobby Bowden, my goodness.
David Williams, the late great David Williams.
Yeah, a lot of names in there. Yeah. Oh man, Howard Schnellenberger, man, love him. He's got the great story of how he recruited. He basically kidnapped Joe Namath out of high school, hid him in a hotel in Maryland, hid him in a hotel somewhere because Maryland wanted Joe Namath for 3 days and took him to see Bear Bryant. Could you imagine that now?
Oh, yeah.
If Chase McCain went and kidnapped a quarterback at FRA and you hid out for 3 days?
I don't think that would go too well for me.
Nick Barris would be knocking your door down. Chase, I had no idea.
I saw my freshman year at MTSU, Howard Schnellenberger coach, I believe it was FAU.
That's right.
With Rusty Smith. I want to say Rusty Smith was the quarterback.
It would have been.
Yeah. They played at Middle. It was like a Thursday night.
Was that the game that Middle won in the last second?
I think so, yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
So that would have been the fall of 06.
Something along there, yes. Yep.
But he was the coach.
He was the coach. Yep.
Down in Boca Raton.
Yeah. Oh, Howard Schnellenberger.
Yep.
Legends, man. Those guys are absolute legends.
Won how many championships at Miami? One.
Yeah. It was a big one. Got the ball rolling for him. And then
so he won one. Jimmy won one.
Dennis Erickson won two.
Dennis Erickson won two. And then who?
Larry Coker.
Larry Coker.
Won in 01. And then Mario Cristobal. Because remember, Butch Davis was at 95 to 2000. And they were 2000. Miami was really good. They beat up Florida at the Sugar Bowl, like literally, like before the game. And then they were poised for 01. And then Butch Davis said, hey, I'm going to go to Cleveland. And took off. And Larry Coker took over after that. They won that 01 Miami team. Yeah, it's a pretty damn good football team, man.
I mean, you look at lists of like the greatest teams of all time. They're in consideration.
I think there's 40. God, I think I read this. 46 guys who were drafted off that 01 team.
Have you ever gone and looked at the coaching staff
from 01?
Mm-hmm.
So Larry Coker.
Yep.
Don Soldinger.
He was the special teams and running backs coach.
Art Keogh.
O-line.
Okay. And I don't remember.
DB's coach is one that you would know. Mark Stoops.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's all. I had no idea.
Randy Shannon was the defensive coordinator. Rob Chudinsky was the OC and tight ends.
Former Browns coach, head coach.
Yep. Vernon Hargraves Jr. coached linebackers.
He is at Middle Tennessee.
Is he really?
Coach, yes.
Is he really?
Yep.
Curtis Johnson coached wide receivers.
Cujo. I have no idea.
Yeah, the name sounded familiar. So yeah,
not bad, man. So I'd love to do the deep dive on these old coaching staffs.
Oh, me too.
Because you mentioned earlier where John Harbaugh was before he went to the pros.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Right. We'll come back. We'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Thursday. Wrapping things up here from the Omni. Working on some stuff for tomorrow, which will be fun.
We are. Big night tonight. Predators playing. Ole Miss and Miami. And then tomorrow we have Indiana and Oregon.
Yes. Will be fun for sure. With
Russia.
With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list we have not that download. Argyle Day, so it's the type of pattern that you have on those fancy socks. You'd say those work socks.
No, he's a limo driver from Die Hard.
That's right.
Bubble Bath Day is next.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
So all the men out there, when's the last time you took a bath? Like an actual bath. I know we take showers every day, but a bath.
I feel like I took one like 6 months ago because I hurt something. And I was trying to, but I could barely fit in the tub, so it really didn't work.
What about you, Dr. Crane?
We had this conversation yesterday. I'd probably say it was a week and a half ago for me, an Epsom salt bath.
Okay.
Yeah.
To cut some weight. So, oh, by the way, this is the first time in 18 months I'm under 170.
Congratulations.
What are you trying to get down? Are you wrestling White's Creek tomorrow night? What are we doing?
155 is the fighting weight.
Okay. All right. All right, that's good. Good for you, buddy.
Thank you. All right, continuing. Earth's rotation day is today. Healthy weight, healthy look day. Oh, how about that? Career coaching, so National Career Coach Day. National English Toffee Day. National Joy Germ Day. Interesting. National Man's Watchers Day. It says National Man Watchers Day.
What's the picture? Is it?
It's a man with his arms crossed. Yeah.
All right, good.
It's really weird. War
right.
on Poverty Day, World Typing Day, Show and Tell Day at work, and National Winter Skin Relief Day.
Well done. By the way, the best class, the most important class I ever took in college or high school, typing. Did you take typing, Chase?
Yeah.
At FRA or in college?
FRA.
Typing at class at
Mavis
McDaniel?
Beacon Typing Studio. Actually, no, it was in elementary school. It wasn't FRA.
What, you learned how to type in elementary school?
Yeah, like
Rich
sixth grade.
people. Rich people do all that stuff. All right, time for celebrity
Thanks.
birthdays. You got to get these within two. Our first birthday, Dr. Crane, you get to go because you're not here with us. How old is Jason Giambi?
58.
56.
55. Chase on the board, 1-0. Chase, how old is my old friend Jeff Francoeur?
48.
40.
42. Dr. Crane's on the board, tied at 1. Dr. Crane, how old is Noah Cyrus, the son of Billy Ray Cyrus, man?
I believe it's a girl.
It's a girl. You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go 29.
I just saw a picture. 29. All right. Sorry, Billy Ray.
30.
26. Chase, how old is he? Might be the best game show host of all time. One, Bob Eubanks.
81.
88.
88 exactly.
Nice.
Well done. Dr. Crane's up 3-1. Dr. Crane, how old is gospel singer Christy Lane? She had that great song, One Day at a Time.
72.
Sweet Jesus. Let me finish the song, pal.
No, please don't.
Trust me, I saved Nashville from running off
Thank
the
you.
roads.
It was an infomercial that she had in Nashville for years. Christy Lane.
77.
86. Chase McCabe, the director of Die Hard and Predator, John McTiernan.
77.
70.
75. Chase is battling back 3-2. Dr. Crane, Gabby Hoffman. She was a little girl that fell off the bleachers in Field of Dreams, and then she was in the TV show Girls.
62.
52.
44. Here we are at the buzzer. Last one. Chase is down 3-2. So, Chase, you go first. How old is singer Anthony Bourdain of Little Anthony and the Imperials? Singer Anthony Gordine of Little Anthony and the Imperials.
83.
80.
It's 85. We're tied at 3. We got a tiebreaker, folks. Ding, 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 ding. All right, here we go. We find a birthday here, that one that I know that I've seen before. How old is man? I don't know any of these people. Man, who's the people? How old is the bass player Jeff Abercrombie of Fuel? Dr. Crane, you go.
57.
48.
And the winner at the buzzer, Dr. Crane. He is 57 years old exactly.
Good job, Dr.
Big
Crane.
Abercrombie fan.
You are, man. They have I think they have a store at Opry Mills too.
I don't shop there.
Big fan of Fuel, apparently.
You got to put it in your car, man. Got to get it going, man. Happy
220 down the
birthday.
road.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
What do you do when you want a receipt and it says "see cashier for receipt"?
I get in my car and leave.
Same. See cashier. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'll go down the road, man.
I'm like,
I'll run out of gas before I go in and see anybody.
Exactly. If I pull up to a pump and it says like you have to go inside, I go somewhere else.
Right.
I kid you not. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, that happened the other day.
I don't want to talk to anyone right now.
Going inside to see anybody.
You
guys
come
are
out to
crazy.
me.
Yeah. You guys are crazy, man.
Could you imagine? See, gone are the days of like the full service stations where they would actually come out and, put your gas in and
do the windshield, check your oil and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, gone are those days.
I'm like, get away from my car. I don't want you guys anywhere near me. Stop that.
So you're saying Ole Miss tonight?
I think Miami wins, but I want Ole Miss to win.
Okay.
That means nothing.
I think Miami wins.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think they.
But I want Miami to go all the way just to shove it to Kiffin.
I just think this is going to be something. Do you think Cam Ward's at the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
What's
I
he
do
got to
too.
do?
I think we'll see. Rehab.
He'll have his shoulder and a brace. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'd go. I mean,
Rehab the
you're a
shoulder.
millionaire now. Go do it.
Oh, he's there.
He's like, yeah.
Well done. That is going to do it for us here today at the Omni.
All right. Our mission, again, mental health for this year. We talk to you. Don't quit. Whatever you do, man, don't quit. We need you here. Ask God for opportunities. Know that you are loved. Know that your journey sometimes is bumpy, but it's your journey. It's a great journey because we're here for you. So please know that. Don't quit. Find your gratitude, and please go to therapy if you need to talk. Please talk to somebody. I tell you, our world is a better place, and I mean this. Our world is a better place because you are here, and my goodness, you are so loved. Know that we love you, and more importantly, please know this more than anything else in the world is that God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll DVD coming your way next. Preds hockey tonight as well on 102.5 The Game.